What's up, YouTube? And today I'm going to be talking about she will want you back. And the things that you're going to be doing is also going to be based off of what are you supposed to do at this point. So yes, we talk about ignoring, no contact, all of these different things, walking away. And all of these determine what is the best results that you'll end up getting be in different ways. So that could be blowing up your phone, double texting, triple texting, talking about you when you find out about it, or even back to making subliminals on socials and some other ways, especially if y'all work together or you're in the same environment and they're able to look at you and they're noticing these things about you, if it's meant that you have to pull back completely. So the first thing I want to make clear is that when she's supposed to want you back, remember there might be something that she's missing that you don't have going on. So there's something that you might have to fix up, of course. But let's also talk about what has been going on her side. Like if she's been talking to multiple guys, maybe monkey branching, or has a large, small 5 in her roster list, then it should be you shouldn't be taking her serious. So one important thing about getting her to want you back is where you hold this woman. We know holding her at a pedestal, putting her at a high pedestal is not going to work out for y'all. So it's so very important to know that if you're fed up, if you have to stop treating her so special, stop treating her like a wifey, more like a side piece, all of these things are going to determine where you have to place her in your life. Because of course, if you're doing more than you should be, you're going to turn into an overdoor, or you're going to end up being simping and doing all types of stuff for the wrong female. No matter what, even if she shows you a good side, remember, you really want her to want you back, right? So even if she shows you a good side, it's not going to be permanent. And you need it to be permanent because that's how you're not going to end up getting walked all over or disrespected, or you don't have to be worried that you're spending money, time, effort, and it's all going to go to waste. So you got to really know the type of female that you're dealing with. And before I really dive into this topic, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. And if there's specific videos that y'all want to see, especially your favorites of like walking away and even no contact, haven't did that in a while, but just different types of topics that y'all want to see, let me know. And of course, part 2s, those are very important. I could always do this video or any other. Drop part 2 down below if that's what y'all want. Now let's get into this topic of ignoring. If there's a specific situation that you have going on that you feel like it's very repetitive, like let's say you're always breaking up to make up. Let's say you're on and off and you're back together. And then let's talk about, okay, you know that she keeps going back to this specific person, or you know that she lives a certain specific lifestyle. What about your situation? If you're going to be ignoring, or if there's other stuff that you have going on, it could be about anything, self-improvement, back to dating. Consultations are available for that. Book your consultation. Let's get on the line and talk about what's going on with you. Click that link after this video. Going out all the time. Or let's even say she doesn't like to be around you. Sometimes it's also the friends that she has, maybe family. She much rather be with them, or even if you notice in the beginning, she was about you and then you've seen the change happening. So this is where you got to actually match the energy if you decide to be a part of her life. Now, cutting her off completely could be one thing that could work. But remember also, what have you been doing this whole time? Have you been showing too much of a weakness? Have you been showing you need her that much that you can't let go? Then that's when you really got to fall back, and it might lead to cutting her off. Now, if you guys are not that serious, or let's just say you guys been talking for a very long time, it could be both. It could be one at one point, could be another at another point. Comment your stories down below as well, because I know it helps out other people and I love to read them as well. So back to, let's say if you do have one of these situations happening, beginning stage or the end, been a long time, you gotta now know that, okay, with this person, we're never gonna really be done. Some of these situations that you guys might have might be, you know, you're always gonna be back together, or you know that there's something very serious going on with y'all, right? So that means that matching that energy is gonna be, once you're fed up or they're doing something that you don't really like, don't match that at all. But if you see that, okay, they're back in my life and they're giving me a little bit of communication, you can go ahead and give that, reciprocate it back in that way, but don't jump the gun and be like, oh, I gotta text a lot more. And things such as sending the emojis to her, or becoming thirsty in any way, or, oh, trying to make the plans already when she's the one that actually has not been making plans with you, is a no. So it's very important for you to know in these specific situations, I have to lessen it, or I have to wait until she gives me the go. Now, the go is going to be more on be careful, because you got to make sure you're moving very carefully, in the sense of don't be risky to the extent of like, oh, this is too much of a risk that I'm still going to do it, but I might not be able to get the results that I want, and it might not be the best decision at all. Simply means at that time, don't do it. And if you're actually ignoring right now, or if you are moving on, walking away, whatever it is, comment it down below. I know some of y'all are moving on and you're still trying to get them to want you back. So if it's moving on or been moved on, go ahead and let me know in the comment section. But right back to, if you are now deciding that, okay, you got to fall back a bit, you got to make sure that you're not getting caught slipping or your emotions are showing, you have to find the areas that you get too engaged in. So a lot of times it means that you got to be ignoring and you got to be extremely turned off, showing those types of signs. So let me give you another example. Let's say if you've been talking to this person for a good period of time, or back to even the beginning stage, but you notice you've been doing a little bit more than you should be without getting the results that you want from them. So it could be they texted you, then they stopped. It could also just be back to, okay, they like you, you know that, but they're over here still caught up on other stuff. So you got to go ahead and do that same thing in a different way. So if you have a specific thing that you enjoy doing, or you rather be with your boys, that's what you got to put your focus on. Now, of course, we know bossing up, improving your life, all of these things are definitely always going to matter. Never forget to be doing that, because that could be one of your problems if you're extremely lazy, or if you don't have no drive and ambition, or you're over here just hoping that, hey, I could just text and that's going to be good. No, you got to show that you're obviously busy as well. And this leads me into ignoring could be in so many different ways. So let's say text messages. If you're realizing at this point you've been more caught up on the relationship, let's just say you've been more invested in different ways, then that's where you got to cut it off. Just because you're that type of person, or you feel like it's the right thing to do in your heart, it feels great to do it, or hey, you treat every girl that you take serious or you like this, it does not mean that you got to treat the girl for the streets like that. Give this video a big thumbs up if you still haven't, and go ahead and check out my book that I just dropped. It's called Men's Secrets to Winning Her Over. It includes so much details on what women want, what women desire, how to flirt with her. I have my personal story with an alpha male and a sigma male, how great it went, the great characteristics of them, some of the things that you guys can make sure you could be applying, have confidence with, and so much more other details. If you're struggling in the dating game, or you want to just simply improve your dating game, you can go ahead and get this book by clicking the link down below. And y'all, I have other things such as cold approaching, something you guys can go ahead and master after you guys purchase this book. Click that link. Or a girl that's not ready for you, or for the block or the hood, wherever she belongs better at. Let's put it like that. But it does not mean for sure that you got to be treating her any better than what she's been appearing to be. Now, this is a great way of going about things, because if you really want her to want you back, she has to feel like, okay, I got to do better. I got to improve in all aspects. So that means, okay, maybe my attitude stinks. Let me work on that. Oh, I want to look better. I want to have my parents look better. All of these things are going to be key things that she could be making progress in, so she can end up having you look back at her. Let's say you're looking her way. And if it's not even that, it could be simply just to try to get your attention brought back to her, because simply she knows that she's lost that. And she actually genuinely has to feel like she lost that. Not that, oh, wow, like you're back and you're talking to her and saying, oh, I missed you, or I was waiting for us to talk again. Like, don't do that, because it just ruins the whole purpose of getting her to want you, because she knows what it is with you. And also, if you got extremely turned off or pissed off, something just really triggered you, or you know she has other guys that she's talking to, then you should already know, do not take her serious. That also means that, yeah, you could talk to her again, but do not put her back on that pedestal, or do not treat her like, you know, back to like a queen or princess or wife, whatever you want to do. Don't do that with her. Make sure she actually feels that, okay, we don't have that type of connection, that bond is not there. And so in order for her to actually get you to want her back, it's going to cause her to want you back at first, because now she has to back to doing the most to get things to change with how you view things. So remember, your mindset is always going to matter. The way you go about it is always going to show. It's as simple as, if you're really feeling her and she gave you reasons to actually be feeling her, and you're actually excited about her because she's serious, you're going to act on that. Now, same way, if she pisses you off or you're upset, you're going to show you're probably bothered. Some guys aren't even willing to do that. You should always be showing, yes, you don't like what she did. Now, reacting is what it's going to come down to. Like, if you are serious with her, then it's going to be a different story, because maybe you're forced to actually talk to her. You're forced to keep dealing with her, especially if you guys live together, or you guys are in the same car and you guys are at a certain location and she can't just leave. Like, if you're stuck together in that aspect, then communication is going to be definitely way more forced, and take it very much serious. But it's coming down to, when is enough, right? Like, if you feel like this person is not taking you serious, getting them to want you back also means that you got to completely fall back. And that means cutting them off. Even if they do reach out, sometimes it can lead them to begging or wanting your attention. So this just might mean they'll do more than they ever did before. So just be very mindful of how you go about things, because you definitely don't want it to be like, okay, this person just wants me, and that's how she's going to view it. This person just wants me, to want them, and this person is always going to want me, and I'm going to always end up having them take me serious, even if that's not what they should be doing, because you're supposed to always value and respect yourself no matter who it is. Always hold yourself to like that standard is very important too, because if you don't, somebody's going to treat you according to how you actually hold yourself to, and it's not giving yourself credit or value. Now, I'm going to bring this video definitely back up. I'll break down way more things and also some of the emotions she's going to be feeling, and also how that craving really gets strong, and so much more to definitely break down. So comment down below for a part 2 and all the other types of video ideas you guys have, and simply your story. Let us know what it is that happened with you, and if you're moved on or you're still struggling but you're ignoring, let me know in the comment section. That's it for this video. Don't forget about those links in my bio. Now you can go ahead and check out explicit and exclusive content on my Patreon, or you can go ahead and become a YouTube member by clicking the link down below. So much more videos on there, pictures, quotes, all types of stuff that I do not post publicly, and they'll only be on there. Become a member by going ahead and clicking one of the links down below.